KRQE News 13 brings you an Isleta Casino Lobo Special.
Really excited to be here.
Focus shifts to the tournament they've been waiting all season long for, the NCAA tournament. Welcome to the Isleta Lobo Special. In about 2 hours, the Lobos take on the Stanford Cardinal over on TBS. That's Turner Broadcasting. The Lobos are going into the tourney a 7 seed, the Cardinal a 10 seed. The team has been gearing up for the matchup. Our cameras caught them practicing yesterday. Well, they're playing at 11:40 today at the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis, Missouri, home of the St. Louis Blues. The city of St. Louis, of course, is known for that famous arch. And oh yeah, Budweiser beer. Well, not to our surprise, a lot of Lobo fans made the trip. UNM says about 500 fans bought tickets. Upper bowl seats were going for around $66. Sports Director Van Tate is in St. Louis with the team. He's got details on the matchup.
Losing to Harvard in the NCAA tournament last season left such a sting that guard Hugh Greenwood said he wanted to fast forward this season. 27 wins later, here we are. The Lobos are facing their first obstacle in the NCAA tournament tomorrow in Stanford.
We've taken every game like it could be our last, really. So I think that's helped us prepare for these situations where literally, if you lose, the season's done.
Like all of their games, the Lobos are looking to make this one physical.
It should be a good challenge for us. You got a lot of good bigs and good guard play, and it should be a good challenge for our guys. We're a veteran group and understand the opportunity we have.
More excites me is the challenge that we're going to face with just how physical they are and how relentless they are.
I think both teams have a challenge to stop the bigs inside. Obviously, he's a little bit more athletic and handles the ball a little bit more within their offense.
Staying out of foul trouble will be key as both teams try to navigate through new NCAA rules that produce a lot of whistles against physical play this year.
I got to be careful I don't come out, playing too aggressive and pick up some early fouls, because not only we're going to be nervous and anxious, but the officials are going to be nervous and anxious trying to get those first few calls out of the way. So with us, we're a very, very physical team, so we can't afford to get in foul trouble.
You can still be physical in the paint and screening and stuff if you do it the right way, and that's what we've tried to do.
On the defensive end, both teams are stout. The Lobos are 4th in the country in defense against 2-point field goals. They will be facing a Stanford team that really doesn't shoot the three that much, but that could change. As far as bench play is concerned, there's not much for the Cardinal. Their starters score 87.1% of their offense. Lawrence, back to you.
For Stanford, Lobos head coach Cullen Neal will be calling the shots for New Mexico in year 1 of the Neal era. What you may not know, though, is that these two coaches know each other pretty well already.
He was probably the best guard that I played against when I was there, besides, like I said, Jordan. But he was really good. They had good teams, and Coach K was just getting started there. But I have a lot of respect for him. He's just a really good guy. He's got a great family, and he does a good job.
All right, well, as the 17th-ranked Lobos tip with Stanford in just a few, how did New Mexico get to this point now? Let's take a look. As former Lobos head coach Steve Alford left Albuquerque after 6 years for UCLA, longtime assistant Cullen Neal rode in his 7th year with the program as the leader of the pack. The inheritance, last year's Mountain West Player of the Year Kendall Williams and the two-headed monster down low of Cameron Bairstow and Alex Kirk. The Lobos put together winning streaks of 4 or more games 4 times, including a big win early in the season over Cincinnati. The Bearcats finished the season ranked 15th in the country and will play Harvard in the second round of the tournament. Overall, New Mexico won 27 games, marking a 3rd straight year of 27-plus wins. The Lobos finished the year with a 27-6 overall record, losing in conference play just 3 times this season. Although the Lobos lost the regular season title on the final day of the season to San Diego State, New Mexico beat them 2 out of 3 times this season, the most meaningful win sealing the Lobos' 3rd straight Mountain West tournament title, becoming the first team to do so in conference tournament history. All right, well, another successful season, but there's one stat that I think every fan knows and would like to see disappear. New Mexico has never made it to the Sweet 16. In 1974, the Lobos made it to the round of 16. However, that was in a 32-team format. Nowadays, in the modern format, the Lobos have not won 2 straight games in program history. The past 2 of 3 years, New Mexico fell in its first game. Well, Coach Neal says he's taken a different approach for this year's tournament.
Our whole thing is that we're pretty focused, and we have a purpose. And I've changed up a little what we do, trying to make them a little bit more relaxed.
So were the Lobos snubbed as a 7 seed? The players are divided.
Felt like we could have maybe got a seed or 2 higher, but I don't think this team needs any extra motivation, unless one of their guys comes out and starts talking about our moms or something. I think that's about the last thing that could really boost us much further.
It is what it is. I mean, the bottom line is NCAA tournament, you'll be playing against a good team no matter what, and as we proved last year, seeding doesn't mean anything and can sometimes be a disadvantage.
CBS Sports says that most people thought New Mexico's conference tournament championship would be enough to get them a higher seed. Again, the Lobos tip off at 11:40 on TBS. You can find all your NCAA tournament coverage, though, right here on CBS. Well, still, there's a lot more to come in the Isleta Lobo Special. We look at the Big Three, and Van Tate has one-on-one locker room interviews with some of the players from St. Louis. Welcome back. When former coach Steve Alford left for UCLA last year, the question was, what would happen to the Big Three of Cameron Bairstow, Alex Kirk, and Kendall Williams? Some thought they'd transfer, but the trio stuck around to play for Coach Neal in what may be their best season as Lobos. The Big Three really came to form last season. However, this year, it was apparent just how dominant the trio is together on the floor.
The Big Three, they've done a huge job for us this year. They're our leaders and things like that. So, we're going to expect a lot from this tournament and a lot of, hype. There's a lot of hype around them, but, they've played their butts off all season. I think this will be no exception.
The two-headed monster down low of Bairstow and Kirk combine on average for 33 points per game and 15 rebounds. Meanwhile, Kendall Williams averaged 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists per game.
It's special that I'm a part of something like that. Obviously playing with the 2 other guys makes my job a lot easier, and I know we're always helping each other. We're always saving each other in different situations. But no, just to be included with the other 2 of those guys. They're some of the best players in Lobo history.
Out of the Big Three, Bairstow emerged as the leading scorer for the Lobos, averaging 20 points per game, an 11-point jump from his junior year in the paint for New Mexico. So far, Bairstow has scored 670 points in his final year. He had 545 total points scored in his first 3 years total. 2 of the 3 are seniors in Bairstow and Williams, so don't be surprised when the duo lets it all hang out on the court in the tournament. After all, this may be the best team the Lobos will have to reach the Sweet 16. Well, all right, Cameron Bairstow isn't the only talented basketball player in his family. His younger sister, Stephanie, plays basketball for Utah State.
He keeps me in line. He always has. But he's a great big brother. He's a really good influence on me. He's my role model, so I really look up to him.
All right, although his parents are back home in Australia, she had the opportunity to watch her brother win another Mountain West tournament title. His Aussie teammate Hugh Greenwood also has a sister who plays basketball. Josie Greenwood just wrapped up her freshman year for the Lobos. Well, one of the unsung heroes this season, he's called the glue guy. We're talking about Hugh Greenwood. Van Tate got the chance to sit down with the junior guard. Here's what he has to say about the tournament.
Sitting here with Lobo guard Hugh Greenwood, he's got the big game with Stanford coming up. And Hugh, just talk about that matchup. You've been here. This is not your first party. I remember standing with you and Cam as a freshman. I was saying, man, you guys experienced all this your freshman year. Now you're, a junior and you're experiencing this again.
Yeah, we've come a long way. It feels like I've been here forever. but it never gets old, and we're definitely looking forward to this challenge. It's been similar, we've won championships and then have to turn around and play in a huge tournament like this, but I think with this year we're refreshed physically and mentally, and we're looking forward to a physical game.
Whether it's around the basket or a three when you need it, I mean, you're just always coming through at the right time. I mean, when the game is going on, you just seem like a tough guy. Like, oh no, we ain't going out like this.
No, I just do whatever it takes to win. I'm a competitor and I'm a winner. And that's what I've tried to bring from past in high school and things like that. I've always been successful, so to bring that into this program to win 5 out of 6 championships, and so this is the last thing to be successful here in the tournament. That's what I really want to tick off. So I've been waiting all year for this. I've said it before. I wish we could have fast forwarded this whole season and got to this point right now, so we can get that that Harvard taste out of our mouth. So we're looking forward to the challenge for sure.
Yeah, you're really trying to erase that memory, huh?
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Thanks. Lobo guard Hugh Greenwood, and he's ready to feed. You saw the T-shirt. Time to feed.
All right, well, thank you, Van. Don't go away just yet. Van Tate talks to Cullen Neal right after the break. Welcome back. Talk about a whirlwind of a season for true freshman and coach's son Cullen Neal. Neal had his appendix removed in Australia during their preseason basketball trip down under, but has really contributed for the Lobos off the bench this season. Van Tate is back with a one-on-one interview with the former El Dorado Eagle.
All right, back in the Lobo locker room, this time hanging out with guard Cullen Neal, freshman in the NCAA tournament, and talk about your experience thus far. I know you've been around because your dad being the coach.
It's nice to be here. First one ever, so I'm just looking forward to the experience.
What has the year been like for you, playing for your dad? And people are more sensitive because you're the coach's son and stuff like that. What has all that been like?
It's just been a learning experience to me. It's something a little different. So I've had to learn and overcome certain circumstances, and it's been nice. It's been awesome.
Some people may be a little harsh. They might actually love you and love what you're doing, but they almost treat you like you're their son too.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. It's the game of basketball. I mean, we have the best fans in the country, so they're always going to be like into the games, into what's going on. So I mean, I just got to get used to it. I mean, it's going to happen.
You've been like a spark plug, man. Like you guys need some scoring and stuff like that. Does it ever cross your mind like, hey man, I got to do something, man? That's my dad, man. I got to help dad out.
I mean, it's just like I just try to play my role. I mean, my role is to be the spark plug, bring energy off the bench. So I just try to do that and try to do it to the best of my ability.
When you think about possibly advancing, I mean, you have to kind of keep that in the back of your mind, huh? So you could just take care of the task at hand.
Yeah, just got to keep pushing on and take care of the task at hand. So just got to keep pushing.
Who's the better basketball player, you or your dad?
Shoot, he hasn't beat me since like 8th grade. So.
Oh yeah. No, you heard. Oh no, you did not. All right, Cullen Neal, freshman guard for the Lobos, having his first NCAA tournament experience.
Well, of course he's going to say he beat his dad, right? All right, well, nearly 500 fans made the trip to St. Louis and are hoping the team can pull out a win today. Lizzie Mitri tagged along with some of the fans.
Before the game, they're taking in all the city has to offer, from the good barbecue to the city's most popular tourist attraction, the Gateway Arch. As the city started to get busy in the morning, so did the Lobo fans. It's March Madness turned Arch Madness in St. Louis the day before the Lobos take on Stanford in the NCAA tournament.
This is my first time through the Arch, and the museum was fantastic.
But even 63 stories up at the top of the famous Gateway Arch, Sherman McCorkle had the game on the brain.
It was a great view. I could almost see the Lobos winning from the top of the Arch.
McCorkle says he's been a Lobo fan since 1964. And he's here to see New Mexico win tomorrow.
I think the Lobos can play Stanford. I think our starting 5 are good enough to play any of the teams in the field of 64. So I'm very excited about 2014.
McCorkle was one of the many Lobo fans who took a break from the sightseeing today to go to the Lobos open practice to see them in action one more time before the big game.
We'll have more on that open practice coming up tonight on News 13 at 10. In St. Louis, Lizzie Mitri, KRQE News 13.
Welcome back. Another key playmaker that is coming on strong as of late is junior college transfer Deshawn Delaney. Delaney scored a total of 30 points in the Mountain West tournament. Van Tate caught up with Dede in St. Louis as well.
Back in the Lobo locker room, and this time we're hanging out with guard Deshawn Delaney. And Deshawn, I mean, you've really embraced that starting spot and have come on since the conference season started and into the postseason.
I mean, it's like it was tough, like me coming in from a different program, so it's like I had to learn new plays, and there's a lot of plays. It's nothing like JUCO. Like JUCO, we had about 8 plays. Here it's tons, so I had to really buckle down and learn a lot of new things.
Would you say that the game slowed down a little bit for you after you got the plays? I mean, because now you're not thinking, you're reacting.
Right. So it's more easy for me now, like just out there playing, doing what I do, like rebound, stop good players,
You remind me of one of those guys who's just like, the peeling is coming off and he's just going to pop out, like that breakout game is coming, man.
Yeah. Man, I feel great about it, I'm 100%. I'm just ready to go, man.
If you looked at their team, what concerns you most about that team?
I would say transition. They're really good transition, but they're not that good in defense transition, so I think we'll beat them in that part.
If the Lobos could make it to that next weekend, all the hype, the publicity, I can only imagine what this town would be like for the days leading up to those Sweet 16 games.
That's right after the Lobo game, which airs at 11:40 on Turner Broadcasting, and you can get all of your NCAA coverage right here on News 13. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll have complete coverage of the game today on News 13 at 4 and at 10 and on KRQE.com. We leave you now with some highlights from the season.